አደረሳችሁ ለአዲሱ ዓመትና ለአፍሪካን ቴክ ኤክስፖ and for my English only speakers I wished everyone a happy new year because the new year is on the corner. His Excellency Dr. Beleta Mola, Minister of the Ministry of Innovation and Technology, our project team and colleagues from the UN International Trade Center, our partners from the Netherlands Embassy in the Ethiopia, local and international partners, our tech startups, SMEs, our agri partners, all the young people that are passionate about tech and agri. I would like to officially welcome you to the launching of the Netherlands Trust Fund 5 Ethiopia projects and the opening of the African Tech Expo. Can I get some energy in the room? So with all the things that is going on around the world, and I thought at some moment that we would never had this kind of gathering, and it's really good to see everyone come together in the same hall to talk about tech, to talk about Africa, agri. So that really put a smile on my face. So my name is Samuel. I'm the national coordinator for the NT5 Ethiopia project, and I'm also your host or MC for the day, so you'll be seeing me more and more on the stage. So just before I pass the mic to our first speaker, I just want to highlight the program agenda. I want to first recognize and give my gratitude to His Excellency Dr. Beleta, the Minister of Innovation and Technology, for taking the time to be here, and I want to thank for all the support that the ministry is doing for the project success. We have guests from our section all the way from Geneva UN headquarters to participate here in this launching, and all partners from the Embassy of the Netherlands in Addis, and all of our partners that came here. I would like to thank you all and wish you all a success in the coming sessions. After we hear a few speeches and our opening ceremonies, we have two panel discussions. The first one is the opportunities and challenges of working with the local IT companies in the digitization of agribusiness in Africa. That is our first panel. And the second one is the opportunities for BPO and geek work in post-COVID Africa. And I just want to announce that because of the logistical details and the event management, we have pushed our tea break towards the end. So we're going to have the tea when we wrap up this event. I can see you all are excited because of we don't have a tea break. But I assure you, the speakers in the panels that we have are very excited. I'm also excited. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Mr. Robert, our Chief in Sector Enterprise Competitiveness from the International Trade Center, on the stage.
Hello, everybody. It's really my pleasure to represent the International Trade Center here at the launch of the Netherlands Trust Fund 5 program. The ITC is a joint organization of the UN and the WTO, and we're focused on building small business competitiveness to contribute to development. So let me start by thanking our Ethiopian partners who are here. Honorable Minister, thank you very much for your support and for being here. The Agricultural Transformation Institute, the Ethiopian Tea and Coffee Authority, ICTET, the Association for ICT here, and the many other associations that are here. We believe and we've seen that these organizations, you all, are with us in our objective to make good trade happen here in Ethiopia. And I saw yesterday at the Project Steering Committee that energy and that partnership and that leadership. So I want to thank you, first of all. I also want to thank the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Netherlands for their generous funding and for the confidence they've shown in ITC, but also in our partners for funding NTF5, and also for having the vision of seeing the value of a project in agri-tech and in agribusiness, even as we face a crisis of food security and many types of pressures. And I want to welcome Paula Schendler, who's the head of cooperation at the Dutch Embassy, and we'll be hearing from you shortly. We know digital has a massive force for good, and we've seen that in COVID. COVID put us into a situation where we were thrown into experimenting with it, and we were seeing the potential of it. And we've also seen, for instance, let's say we work with 25 or 30,000 enterprises a year at ITC. We saw many of them, and many in Africa, pivot to being able to trade online because the confidence of African consumers in buying online went up so rapidly at that time. We've seen what the potential of digital can do. But we also know that 40% of people in the world do not have access or can't use the internet usefully. And in our work focused on small businesses, we see the difficulties small companies are having in adapting to digital, whether it's financial resources, whether it's management resources, whether it's expertise. They're having difficulty making that transition. And we know competitiveness right now is tied to that ability to operate in digital. And it's even led us at ITC to rethink our approach to this and create a new program called Switch On, which brought together different elements: e-commerce, tech sector development, ecosystem development, and others. If we talk now more specifically about the agribusiness sector, the challenges that small businesses and folks in the sector face are even more amplified by structural issues we all know in agriculture and in coffee. That said, we know the upside of using technology in agriculture is enormous in sharing information, for instance, on agronomics, on weather, linking more efficiently to markets, better coordinating logistics, managing payments, looking at GPS location, many good things, traceability for consumers. All of these good things are the potential that they can have in this. So we know the potential. And we also know that with global price inflation, with other pressures, the importance of transforming agribusiness has gotten even more urgent. And the need to activate digital in this has become even more important. That's kind of why we think it's a good time for NTF5. In a nutshell, NTF5 develops the tech sector and coffee sector and associated crops such as food crops with a special focus on harnessing the power of digital. With NTF5, we'll focus on using digital innovative solutions to make value chains more resilient. And when I say value
held now on the opening day of the African Tech Expo. Ethiopia is proud to host the African Tech Expo 2022 here in Addis Ababa, the diplomatic capital of the African continent. The Expo brings together pioneering companies, bright minds, and cutting-edge technologies in IT, robotics, blockchain technology, fintech, startups, and other future-defining spaces, which will benefit the growing sector of Ethiopia and contribute to onset plans of growth in the sector. I call upon all the attendees of the conference to use this opportunity to network with a diverse set of leaders from the tech world of governance, business, technology, finance, manufacturing, and to benefit the sector as a whole. The NTF5 Ethiopia project that is being launched today has a central theme of building resilient trade competitiveness by fast-tracking the digital technology sector, which aims at contributing to the creation of sustainable jobs in the digital technology sector. It focuses on contributing to rebuilding SMEs in the country in the digital technology and agribusiness sectors, linking up both for synergies and business opportunities. The project has been actively supporting government and private enterprises in achieving its objectives put forth. Africa is becoming the next epicenter of digitalization, and the digital technology in Ethiopia is increasingly becoming promising. The government of Ethiopia launched its digital transformation strategy with the goal of leveraging digital technologies to foster development and growth for every citizen. And the Ethiopian 2025 digital strategy shows that the government has prioritized digitalization and is willing to go the distance to its implementations across sectors. This is a crucial time for the country and the sector, and ensuring that all contributors align and work together is very much critical. The Ministry of Innovation and Technology is currently working in partnership with the project on sending a representative Ethiopian delegation to the upcoming GTEx Global Conference in October, and is currently working to ensure the success of the representation. The Ministry of Innovation and Technology also acknowledges the work and contribution that the project is bringing on the Ethiopian tech and agricultural landscape, and would like to commend the efforts of UNICT and the Netherlands Embassy, and we look forward to an ongoing and successful partnership that will benefit Ethiopia as a whole. Thank you very much.
For our next speech, I would like to welcome Dr. Adunya, Director General from Ethiopian Coffee and Tea Authority.
Your Excellency, Dr. Balata Molla, Minister for Ministry of Innovation and Technology, Your Excellency Paula Schlinder, Deputy Head of the Ministry of Development Cooperation from the Netherlands Embassies, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to count on ITC and all our partners to work together alongside with the Ethiopian sustainable growth. The International Trade Center is mainly working on sustainable global trade system and to support the micro, small, and medium enterprises, which largely accounts for more than 90% of the employment in developing countries. This makes our partnership a strategic one and is very important partnership. Today, I am here to highlight our collaboration on building a more competitive and sustainable coffee sector through agribusiness and digital technologies under the Netherlands Trust Fund 5 program. Ethiopia is the birthplace of coffee, and the country is naturally endowed with a wide range of altitudinal gradients, soil types, temperatures, rainfalls, and this especially gives the country to produce a very unique and diverse and rich coffee flavors. Currently, the ITC has already developed a very important guide. We call it a Ford's Coffee Guide, which is very important for us to learn the different experiences from the different corners of the world, and that can be just inculcated and customized to our coffee production system. And this ITC, this guide has already been started to be translated into Amharic, something like this. And this can be used down to the farmer level by our extension workers in order to teach and train our coffee stakeholders. Coffee is the heart of our culture and also our social fabrics, and Ethiopia are big coffee drinkers, and unlike the other African producing countries, we consume almost half of the coffee that we produce in the country. This year, we've exported more than 300,000 tons of coffee to the international market and generated $1.4 billion in history in Ethiopian coffee exports. Despite all these important opportunities, the sector remains challenged by technological gaps, logistic bottlenecks, and systematic issues that are already stopped Ethiopia coffee from rising to its rightful place in the global economy and from helping its people who are actually producing coffee. This makes our work on coffee with the International Trade Center Alliance for Action initiatives all the more important. The Alliance for Action approach is bottom-up, inclusive, and has sustainable development objectives guided by a commercial, hands-on approach. For me, this is the only way that we can achieve true transformation that will last. We need to consult and include the sector stakeholders in our decision makers and put in place measures that make the business sense and can achieve concrete impact on our coffee sector, the livelihoods and the quality of the life of the producers. The Ethiopian built alliances for action in coffee from seed to cup using this NETF 5 project. It's a four-way partnership between the International Trade Center, the government of Ethiopia, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Netherlands, and the Ethiopian coffee stakeholder. It focuses on promoting sustainable practices at every step of the coffee value chain, from seed to cup. It also promotes the use of digital applications among us producers so they can scale up their operations, reach more partnership, and raise the diversity of their own income. All these actions are directly aligned with the government national strategy that we have developed. And I would like to thank ITC and the Dutch government once again for this support and close cooperation. And I look forward to take this opportunity and to solve this challenge and opportunities in the ahead together. I thank you and I wish you a pleasant coffee tasting time. As we say in Ethiopia, bunna tattu, or drink coffee, enjoy your time.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Belete and Dr. Adinya from the government of Ethiopia. And thank you for recognizing our project effort and your continuous support for the success of NT5 Ethiopia. It's not only with the effort of development partners or organizations, but also the main support and lead from the government and the private sector that this would be successful. So don't worry, once we hear all the opening speeches, we'll go to the panel, which is mostly dominated by the private actors, partners of NT5. So for the last opening speech, I would like to welcome Mrs. Paula Schindler from the Deputy Head of Mission, Netherlands Embassy.
Honorable Minister of Innovation and Technology, Dr. Belete Molla, Honorable Director General of the Ethiopian Coffee and Tea Authority, Dr. Adugna Debela, friends of ITC, ladies and gentlemen, salam, good morning to all of you. And it's really my pleasure to be here at the launch and represent the Netherlands at this ceremony of the Netherlands Trust Fund 5 program in Ethiopia. And in Ethiopia and as elsewhere in the world, there is now a consensus that the fast development of digital economy and shift towards using digital technologies has really a transformational impact on production, consumptions, work, and trade patterns. And you have given already very good examples of that. We see, and that's why we are very proud to be a partner to this program, we see that digitalization is such a powerful driver of economic growth, impacting in particular trade for SMEs and job creation for women and youth. And the Netherlands thus believes that digitalization can help achieve the SDGs and accelerate that development, impacting all sectors, including that we focus on today, the agricultural sector, including the coffee sector, and creating new opportunities for all. And these are all big words, but when I speak about opportunities, I've really seen many wonderful examples already in the past. And even though I'm not a technical person, sometimes a simple app with great technology behind it can create so much difference for the farmer who can have quicker access to his direct market, or can have his increase the productivity level because he has better information. So when we talk about drivers of growth, it really means something. Sometimes you need something small to create that amazing opportunity. And that's why, we believe that through exposure of agribusinesses to that digital technology and digital services, really new business models can be created, and agribusiness can improve their capabilities, not just productivity, but really being more business-minded, increase their export potential, and really deliver quicker to the market. And moreover, we believe that modernization of agribusiness through technologies leads also to better efficiencies, productivity, value addition, and as was mentioned before, traceability. And these are all very strategic for the future, and I would like to say near future, because indeed I've also seen opportunities for digital. We do think always that we need good internet, and I would say yes, we need good internet, but there's also options for all kind of offline digital technologies. So again, I'm sure that the people at the trade fair will tell you how that works. But again, some of these technologies can be really small, but have such a big impact. Again, back to the program, because the NTV agribusiness component of this program also aims to support all actors of the value chain. That was already mentioned as well. Really the whole chain from seed to cup. And I think it's important that this project also prioritizes diversification, both in terms of crops and value-added products. Because growing other subsistence crops alongside coffee and adding value to raw products can really help diversify the risk and create better income and for better growth. This program will be helping farmers and small and medium enterprises to become better able to withstand the economic shocks and grow through support in the digital technologies and agribusiness sectors. To turn this ambition into results, Partnerships are key to create change, scale, and long-lasting results. And the Netherlands and ITC have a long-standing collaboration through the Netherlands Trust Fund, NTF. Together with our partners in Ethiopia, we aim to generate long-term socio-economic impact. We work together with you towards systemic change in service sectors. Together with our partners, we would like to contribute towards more trade competitive African businesses and competitive economies. In Ethiopia, the NTF program focuses on SMEs, as has been said already, in digital sector, digital services sector, and in the coffee sector. We see a lot of potential there, and I'm very excited to see and meet all of you with all these bright minds and ideas for those solutions that really will change life and the sector as such. And we really look forward to making that impact and increasing competitiveness among business with this innovative program, and therefore we're very grateful and excited to launch this program today. I would like to thank you all for coming and your time to spend this morning with us, and thank you very much. Amaseganalo.
Thank you, Ms. Paul, and thank you all our speakers. So this is the time that we go to our first panel. I would like to invite Martin from our Tech Sector Development, all the way from ITC.
Thank you, Sam. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Martin Levy. I'm in charge of the Tech Sector Development team at ITC under Rob here, and I'm coordinating the NTF5 program. It's my great pleasure, Minister, to be here with you today and to invite a fantastic panel to talk about this intersection between technology and agriculture. So I'd like to invite to the stage Dr. Adugna, who is the Director General for the Ethiopian Coffee and Tea Authority. Please, if you want to come to the stage and pick the chair you like. Then Shushan Emmanuel, CEO of Bopping, and Selam Abdella, who is Communication and Knowledge Development Lead at Lersha. Please come and join me. Yes, if you want to sit here, I'll be there. Yeah. So thank you for joining me this morning to discuss this very important topic, the digitization of, there's one mic missing. Hello, excuse me, there's a microphone missing. Yeah, maybe we pass it on. Yeah, okay. So we'll do, are you okay to share? It's the sharing economy. Yeah. Afterwards, we have the gig economy, but here we have the sharing economy. So we share the mic. And yeah, so agri-tech. This is a topic that we have been hearing a lot about in the introductory speeches during this launch. And obviously, it's something we are passionate about, especially here on this panel. We also have our colleagues from ATI who are in the room with us, and they are also working on this. It's about really, you know, in simple words, modernizing agriculture. The way other sectors have been modernized, the same will apply to agriculture. It's bound to happen. When and how, this remains open, but it will happen. You already have seen the driverless tractors guided by GPS satellites. You have seen the innovation in food tech, and all these good things are happening around the world at a very massive scale. However, here we are still at the beginning of the deployment of technology in the agri-tech, in the agribusiness sector. So we would like to understand in this panel discussion why we are at the beginning, where we are, first of all, where we are, and then what are the challenges, and after that, the opportunities. The opportunities are important because here we have a lot of tech people, and they would like to understand what the opportunity is to service the agricultural sector. And so for that, we will have an interactive discussion I will ask our panelists to introduce themselves first of all, and then we will start with the first question. So, just to give you a little bit of context on agri-tech in Africa. Agri-tech in Africa, there is 400 plus startups that have been piloting, scaling sometimes, innovation in the agribusiness sector. From the Internet of Things enabled smart sensors that are telling you about the moisture levels of the soil. That is what Tolbi in Senegal is doing. We're working with a startup in Dakar. To a company like Trotro Tractor in Ghana that is also part of the NTF program that is putting in place a marketplace, an Uber for tractors. So you can rent a tractor instead of buying it, which is a great idea, right? So these people are innovating with technology and business models that are adapted to the local context in Senegal, in Ghana. And here we have Lersha doing the same in the context of Ethiopia, so we will hear a little bit more about this in a minute. At the same time, 400 sounds maybe like a big number, but it is not. And the money going into these startups, you will see that if you look at reports on venture capital in Africa, you see agriculture in the top 10, sometimes in the top 5, but it's because a few companies are capturing the bulk of this investment. Twiga in Kenya, for instance. And then many others are struggling to get by and to take off. And so it's really a difficult area. If you think of fintech, for instance, fintech, 50% of the venture capital flowing into Africa, fintech is doing really well. And we will see fintech growing here as well. And I'm sure some of you here are really excited about this. But agri-tech is hard. It's much more complicated because fintech, you can really just, work in the cloud basically. It's all about the networks, and with agribusiness, with agri-tech, you are faced with the hard reality of agriculture on the ground. So I was saying 400 sounds like a big number, but it's not really yet. And if you think of Nigeria, for instance, Nigeria, #1 digital economy in Africa by size, even a little bit larger than Ethiopia by population, so a perfect test ground for innovation in this space. Well, their digital economy policy, their national digital economic policy from last year mentions the word agriculture once in 41 pages, once the mention of the word agriculture. And so you imagine the gap. At the same time, you have in Singapore, the small island of Singapore, they're investing 45 million in their agri-food cluster. And in India, in Telangana, until a couple of days ago, I had not heard of Telangana, I must confess. I am a little bit ashamed because they have 200 startups in agri-tech, 16 educational institutions, and 20 agri-tech hubs, 12 agri-tech hubs. So imagine the magnitude of this. So it means that in other places there is already a lot of good practice to find inspiration from and to adapt it. So long introduction, now over to the panel, and I'd like you to start with a little bit of an introduction of yourself and your company, and then we'll start with the first question.
Hello? Yeah, I think they can hear me. Hello, everyone, and good morning. My name is Salam Abdullah, and I am the Communications and Knowledge Development Lead at Lersha. So I will give you a quick overview of what we do at Lersha because I do see quite a few new faces that we haven't met. And then we can discuss the opportunities and challenges we faced from our experience in Ethiopia. And I'm excited to hear any questions that folks have from our experience as well. So for the folks who speak Amharic in the room, you can probably infer that Lersha translates to for agriculture. And our company is founded upon trying to solve the critical challenges that farmers face in Ethiopia and taking a digital route to try and solve those issues, as opposed to trying to find a digital solution and trying